Hey fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? It's your boys in here and welcome to our second generation match. I have here against Retronyte, also known as Vec. I will leave his link in description, you guys should go check him out. He's very knowledgeable about the old generation stuff and just seems to always come up with some ideas. So check him out if you like some fresh new ideas, a little bit of a nostalgia trip. That's the channel to check out. Anyways, I'm gonna lead with my Ultima, my Gengar. He's gonna lead with Nidoking. I'm honestly just gonna say it, like the epic sprite of Nidoking is something else. Like so amazing, man. I wish the older generation, not the older generation, but the newer generation would look as half as decent as this one looks. So yeah, it's pretty epic. By the way, speaking of epic, that sounds, each time I say the word epic, it feels like 2009 for some reason. Hey man, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. But anyways, Starmie switch, expecting the Nidoking to go for the Lovely Kiss because Starmie can kind of take it in a way. It's got decent bulk and so forth, plus Earthquake, I want to avoid that with Gengar. But he switches out to Snorlax, taking on the Psychic quite well. And pretty much forces me to switch out, which I decide to go to my Ultra. I'm like, you know what, no playing games, let's go for the end game right now, even at the beginning of the game, right? Yeah. So my Mad Cow is in. My Mad Cow also know how to curse, because in our household we teach our cows to curse, not just to drink milk, because I think that's just not appropriate. But speaking of that, you know what? I'm gonna make a double switch because I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch out. So I switch out as well, expecting him to switch out a Ghost type to try to pursue trap him. But my good man right here decides to switch out to something much better in form of Cloyster. Goes for the Icy Wind and lowers my speed. I guess Icy Wind in case like I'm expecting like Surf, but Surf is not gonna one-shot me, as Flamethrower does look like a two-shot. Cloyster doesn't have the most amazing special defense, so I was thinking, yeah, let's just stay in here. Now I can Pursuit or I can switch out. Now I don't want to play risk with him going for the Surf, because now with Icy Wind lowering my speed pretty much makes me be slower than him. But he makes a great move, switches out anyways. I could have Pursued right here and pretty much take out that Cloyster clean, but that was not the case. Still, this switch on both our behalves really worked into my favor. I'm not too sure what he was actually expecting, what kind of switch he was expecting, but it would definitely not star me. I decided to go for a Surf instead of Psychic for that additional 5 base more power than the Psychic possesses, since Water and Psychic both are stab on Starmie and so forth. So I just decided to make a switch back to Ultra Miltank, because it's the safest switch. I can milk drink, I can start drinking my milk and I can start cursing when stuff gets a little bit more boring, So my Ultra, my Miltank is looking pretty healthy, to be honest. I'm looking pretty good. I haven't seen a Ghost type and I have not seen him switch to a Ghost type, right? So I'm thinking, will he switch now? Does he even have a Ghost type? Because I switched to my Houndoom before and he may actually expect me to trap him. Because Gengar against Houndoom, that's a bad situation for him. Outside if he's got like Hypnosis and a Sub and so forth, it's not gonna work. But this time around he actually does switches out and reveals his Ghost type in form of a Gengar, which outside of Mischievous, I think it's the only Pokemon of the two Ghost types that are actually kinda useful in the second generation. Outside of that, there's really not many useful Ghost types, but most teams that you will face in second generation at least does have at least one Ghost type, which pretty much is a Gengar most of the time. It can also run Explosion, which you can see I have a Gengar, he's got a Gengar. We both have a Miltank, by the way, so that's freaking amazing. But anyways, I'm gonna go for the Flamethrower, trying to do as much damage as I can. Does a massive amount of damage. He does luckily get the Paralyzation, which is something I don't want to take, especially if he's got that Body Slam Earthquake combination. I kind of want to avoid that, so Rex is still at good amount of health. Not to mention Miltank does have Heal Bell to get rid of this Paralyzation, because I kind of need to get rid of it, especially if I want to face that Gengar. I don't want to play any games with a potential of Paralyzation and so forth. So speaking of that, I get rid of the Paralyzation of my Houndoom, but in exchange he does decide to kiss my Miltank and put it to sleep. Man, Nidoking, you need to stop being a king, you know. There's only one, you know, one cow here that needs to have a crown on its head, and that is the Ultra. It's simply Miltank. But speaking of that, I'm just waiting here to try to get my ass burned. Fire Blast misses because Nidoking seems to be the one sleeping and not me, but that's completely fine. I'm thinking to myself, what should I do? Because Nidoking is a threat, man. Retro is playing a massive game right now. He's playing his cards right. Look at this. He switches out to Gengar knowing fully well now, kind of getting the scout on my sets that I don't have anything to hit Gengar. Speaking of that, he explodes as Ultra survives his 2 HP. Now I was kind of debating and I was really kind of sure that Ultra would survive even the explosion from the likes of Gengar, and that's exactly what happened. That was amazing. I absolutely love that because by switching my Miltank to something else and revealing one of my new members, Zapdos, basically kind of gives me that sleep fodder, you know, so he cannot put anything else to sleep. But speaking of that, he makes a double switch right here, goes to Meganium. Zapdos had Drill Peck, by the way, so this would have not worked out if he didn't expect to switch on his behalf, and he did, so that was a great move on his behalf, hitting Power Grass, doing a significant amount of damage. But I'm thinking, okay, let's just go for a Psychic. Now, I have a little bit of a, not confession, but a little bit of a notice that I've noticed in this match, which I will talk later in this match, later after the match, I mean. Let you guys, all you veterans and all you a little bit more experienced may have noticed what's going on that's a little bit questionable, right? Because that was what was going through my head, but this match was so long, I was like, let's just roll with it. Anyways, I go for the serve, nearly take this Pokemon out, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's most likely just gonna leave this Pokemon to go down. He can go for the self-destruct move, but I'm not gonna allow that. Storm is gonna speed it no matter what, and that is how that one went. Snorlax is still at the amount of HP where he can rest, depending if he gets the... yeah. Okay. So Snorlax decides to go for the rest, gets rid of the status, which is not the best situation for my case, but hey, you know, Snorlax, if you have a second generation OU match, expect two Pokemon to be involved all the time. That's Gengar and Snorlax. Those two Pokemon are by far the most used Pokemon, and this is just why I use Miltank instead of Snorlax in this actual match. While my friend here, Retro, uses Snorlax and Miltank at the same time. What a mad lad, man. That's all I can say there. So he goes for the Earthquake. You know, it's unstap. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna take me out. You know, without any curses involved. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. So I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna wake up, get some milk drink going on. You know, just getting some of that nutrition. You know, milk drink. I want to make, you know, since I'm a father now and my baby boy is you know, thirsty all the time and my girl needs to breastfeed him, right? It's like he needs to get formula as well because he's sucking so much. And each time I see my Miltank doing this, oh man, it's like, it's ridiculous, you know. Like Miltank must be expensive in this game, you know. Think about it. You know, when it's got no milk to drink from, like where does she get all the formula to recover her health? But anyways, Body Slam doing a massive amount of damage. That's kind of convenient considering that Snorlax probably weighs a ton, so imagine being Body Slammed by something that weighs a ton. It must hurt quite a bit. But speaking of that, he belly drums, which was definitely not something I was expecting. That is incredible. I love that set, man. A great set. I did not expect that, especially with the rest. Belly drum rest, that sounds very tempting. Just the idea of Earthquake and Body Slam on top of that, that's very risky, but in this case, it worked into our favor after the curse. Body Slam was enough. So that worked into our favor. Miltank against Miltank is Cyclops, man. I'm getting my ass destroyed right now. I'm thinking to myself, okay, man, you got a +1 attack, +1 defense. Miltank is very bulky right now. What should I do? You know, I'm paralyzed. He's not paralyzed. He's got the upper hand of being faster than me, plus he can milk drink, he can take advantage of the paralyzation. But for now, I decided, you know what, maybe my best course of action is to force this Pokemon to psych up on the turn that I will switch out, right? So what I do is, first, I just go for the Body Slam, see if I can get the paralyzation. I do not get such a lucky turn, But you know, turns can work into our favor. It can work into our opponent's favor, whichever the gods provide the benefits. But for now, he's gonna go for that body slam. I'm already paralyzed, so that's not gonna happen any longer. I do get a curse, and this is where I do curse to force him to go for the psych up, because once I'm +2/+2, he's definitely going to be tempted to go for it. Now, will it be that he will actually expect me to switch out? Because that would be incredible, especially if he's got Earthquake and so forth. But he does psych up, manages to allow us to switch to our Rex, our Houndoom, and pretty much go from there. So basically, Houndoom is in a situation that it's a hard situation, because basically I can flamethrower and I should have two-shot him from this range. Should be a solid two-shot. It doesn't clean take it out, but it's still a solid two-shot. Body slam is most likely going to do a massive amount of damage. He can even paralyze me, but I kind of want him to take me out, so he gets a crit, which honestly, most of the times when somebody gets a crit or paralyzation, you kind of don't want that to happen to you, but in this case that was actually into our favor, because that allows us to switch into our Starmie freely, take down the Miltank from this range of HP it's at, and pretty much outspeed all the rest of the Pokemon. So this crit worked into our favor. Most of the times when you get a crit extra damage on your Pokemon, it sort of, you know, works against you, but this is the one time that I'm actually liking that he got a crit. So when I was watching his video, he was loving that crit, but when I was watching my take on the battle, I was loving the crit as well. So that was pretty crazy. Anyways, he does put my Starmie to sleep now, since my other Pokemon, you know, sleep has been already, you know, ruined and pretty much taken away, so he can easily take Pokemon to sleep. I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's try to avoid Earthquake by switching out to Zapdos, go for a Drill Peck. His last Pokemon is Meganium as well. You know, that's an easy Drill Peck for us. And I kind of want to review my last Pokemon, just for the, you know, second generation doesn't really show you what kind of Pokemon you got, so may as well do it. And he does go for sleep. I did not expect that, so maybe I should have just Drill Picked, but, you know, again, you know, for the sake of the competitive spirit, you kind of want to show your last trump card, and King is in. Go for that Fire Blast, try to do as much damage as I can, do about 80%. He does go for that Body Slam, doesn't really do much, and after this, I'm going to switch out, thinking he's going to Body Slam, avoiding that, and then go down with a bang. So, you know, I just want to end this match a little bit of a side note of, you know, you don't mess with Ultima. The one Pokemon that came in is going to be the one Pokemon that's going to clean take out the last Pokemon on his team. So, that was a match against Retronyte. Thank you for the match, man. Go check him out. I want to say a couple of things here. Basically, you guys have saw that's actually my NVIDIA Experience recorder I'm still using. You may have actually noticed how much damage I've been doing to him, while he hasn't really been doing that much damage to me. There is a reason to that. I've actually seen his side of the video, and if you go check his side of the video, you may actually notice that his Snorlax has got like 460 HP or something, with 450 plus something, which is by far very bad. So normally in second generation, most stats are maximized, and I don't know what happened from his side. I don't want to question it. We all make mistakes. You know, he clearly have saw his mistake, and I kind of felt the damage was doing too much. So when it comes down to the statistics, my Pokemon were on the upper scale, and I cannot lie that I kind of felt like I was having this match being given to me because of it. But at the end of the day, it wasn't really my fault. And, you know, again, you know, not faulting my opponent here, but he played a massive game. He played a very good game. Psych Up Miltank was just the thing that I love to see. At least one Pokemon being out of the blue. You know, something else, something you kind of like, grow attached to, and like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, I got a cursey Miltank, you know, living about, you know, all the curses without making my video unmonetized, but he's got that Psych Up one. So that was very interesting, man. I really enjoyed this match. Hope to have a match against you again, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. My commentary is a little bit off right now, but it's a very long match. It's been lagging a lot. I think the whole match is like 50 minutes long, but I had to really speed up. So hope you guys have enjoyed it, and yeah, stay tuned for more second generation. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed it. Be sure to give a like if you did, and yeah, keep it healthy because that is the most important thing. Peace out.